adequate knowledge on topical and administrative and technical issues touching on the Department of Education, Science, Culture, ICT, and Arts.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, I want to congratulate the committee on appointments and also for.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I sincerely wish to thank members who have contributed to the motion. Honorable Speaker, I want to say that remain silent, it means they are in concurrence with that opinion. So I believe this Honorable Assembly is in concurrence at 5, subsection 3D, which requires that everybody must agree on the County Governments Act. 2, the nominee meets the requirement is Mr. Dixon Munene Canada, nominated for the position of Legal Affairs. And the committee vetted the nominee extensively on his professional training, experience, and how his training and experience would be harnessed for the betterment of the Department of Legal Affairs, observations, and conclusions. 1, the nominee has over 10 years experience in the field of law. 2, 3, the nominee and served as an associate partner, KD and Campus Association member at Kiria Secondary School and the Ororuga Secondary School, respectively.
As you know, this Honorable Assembly considers and adopts the report of the Select Committee on Appointment on the vetting of nominees to the positions of County Executive Committee members, which report was read on the table of the Honorable Assembly today, the first day of November 2022, during the afternoon sitting. Will as many as of a similar opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? Now the ayes have it and the motion is passed. Next order.
I wish to take the Honorable House through the recommendations of the committee. Based on the foregoing observations and conclusions and pursuant to the provisions of Section 9, subsection 2 of the Public Appointments Act 2017, the committee draws the following recommendations. 1, that this Honorable Assembly rejects the nomination of Mr. George Gikunda Mungania, the nominee for the position of CECM in charge of the Department of Health Services. 2, that this Honorable Assembly rejects the nomination of Mr. Kiambi James Atheru, the nominee of the position of CECM in charge of the Department of Water, Environment, Climate Change, and Irrigation. 3, that his Honorable Assembly rejects the nomination of Ms. Caroline Karia Kaberia, the nominee for the position of CECM in charge of the Department of Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries, and Veterinary Services. 4, that this Honorable Assembly rejects the nomination of Mr. Murungi James Mudhomi, the nominee for the position of County Executive Committee member in charge of the Department of Roads, Energy, and Public Works. 5, that this Honorable Assembly rejects the nomination of Ms. Esther Karimi Njeru, the nominee of the nominee for the position of CECM in charge of Department of Trade, Tourism, Investments, and Cooperatives. 6, that this Honorable Assembly rejects the nomination of Mr. Jafeth Kidhinji Ndomba, the nominee for the position of CECM in charge of the Department of Lands, Physical Planning, and Urban Development. 7, that this Honorable Assembly rejects the nomination of Ms. Kaste Kaimuri Micheni, the nominee for the position of CECM in charge of the Department of Youth Affairs, Sports, Gender, and Social Development. 8, that this Honorable Assembly approves the nomination of Ms. Kadhono Monica Kaithiori, nominee for the position of County Executive Committee member in charge of the Department of Finance and Economic Planning. 9, that this Honorable Assembly approves the nomination of Mr. Jafeth Duranira Idhana, the nominee for the position of County Executive Committee member in charge of the Department of Education, Science, Culture, ICT, and Arts. 10, That this Honorable Assembly approves the nomination of Mr. Dickson Munene Kanata, the nominee for the position of County Executive Committee member in charge of the Department of Legal Affairs, Public Service, Management and Administration.
It is this exercise that we did as a committee of appointment where I was privileged to serve, and I can say without any fear of contradiction that we were guided by meritocracy and we vowed never to entertain a kakistocracy. Mr. Speaker, the report that has been read by the majority leader today binds all of us as members of the Committee on Appointment and urge the members to look at it and support even the ones that we have got from our able Honorable Governor, who said that he wants merit in this great county where everybody will be judged by what he or she can do and not what he or she knows.
The few who have not made it, they live to fight another day. And Mr. Speaker, I urge the Honorable Governor Kawira Mwangaza to expeditiously go and come up with another list. Let her bring the list to this Honorable House, and the Speaker will look at the list with the nominees, and the Speaker will go ahead and vet, and we assure our public, our Meru County, that this Honorable House is going to give them credible CECs to serve in the county government of Meru.